Hey, it's Wolfy-Chan, and I am back with another movie. But wait, before I get to the movie, you should definitely subscribe. I know a lot of you who watch these videos aren't really subscribed, so it would totally help to grow my channel if you subscribed, and maybe be something cool in the future. Alright, so this nice movie Monday is about the brand new movie Belle. It's probably new as I upload it, but not new in the future. Future you, hey, nice Belle. So I had watched this very recently, and I kind of thought by the trailer and everything, like it's beautiful. It has some 3D. It's not the bad type of 3D where it's 2D and then you get a random 3D character that you just kind of can't like because it's so much like 3D popping out and it makes them too weird or too in focus, and I just kind of can't get past that personally. But this one was, there's two different worlds, and the world, if I've ever watched, I think it's Summer Wars? I believe. I don't know if this is the same person. It might be, I can't remember. I was looking it up just recently and it said something. I don't know. But the person who did Summer's War is a world that you make your avatar, and it's a special avatar, and it's only in this world, and it connects to a lot of different things. Well, it's not the same in Belle. In Belle, it's called a U, and it's connected by headphones that basically, like, up, down, make who your avatar is going to be in you. So it's not like a 3D rendering of your body and everything, but it does pick traits about you and integrates it into your avatar. Well, our main character, Suzu, has gone through a lot. So our opening scenes are of Belle and her singing, and it's amazing and it's awesome. I will admit, I'm glad that they had a female singer, or not a female singer, a English singer for the dub version. But because singing is so much of an art form, it's really hard to get across when you've already dubbed it in Japanese to singing in Japanese, which is very different. So if you look at her lips a little bit closely, you can definitely tell, at least in the beginning, they're not synced amazingly. But to be fair, later on in the movie, you really can't tell that they're not synced beautifully because it feels really nice. But the first singing's jarring. So we get through that beautiful scene to then we meet Suzu. She's just a normal high school girl going through high school troubles. And what it feels like, and even by the end of the movie, she's in love with her childhood sweetheart and doesn't know how to communicate that to him, but he's popular, he plays basketball. Well, her friend, I believe her name is Hiro, decides to invite her to U because she's gone through so much, and we see a nice chunk of her life before she gets into U. And she loses her mother at a young age, which we see the loving childhood that she did have with her mother, how much they were together and entwined and everything, and how much her mother basically played a really big part in her life, like a really big part. And then she decides to go and save this little girl who doesn't become relevant at all in the movie. I thought the little girl would be connected to the other virtual singer in You, but she's not, and so it's just a random girl that her mother saved, but she died saving her. And this is where humanity kind of gets me a little bit, and I hate it, because it's not that her mom saved this little girl and she saved her and it's hard and everything. All they can say is not that, like, oh my god, she was a hero, she saved her. There's probably a few who did, but the few who did is overrode by the people who basically said she left her kid, what was she thinking, that her kid is childless now, or like motherless now, she is an idiot. And that really hurts in a sense of like, nobody in the surroundings was going to do anything, which is also a weird context. Like, nobody was going to save her from any of this at all. And yet you're calling the mom a bad mom for doing something that nobody else was going to do. Okay. Leads into Suzu being very standoffish and doesn't really talk to her dad and doesn't really do a lot of stuff and is just kind of just in her own bubble. Which we do get a cute little glimpse of a disabled pupper. He doesn't have a front, I believe it's a front right paw, it looked like. But he's three-legged, he runs around. We see her walking him, he's the best pupper. He just has a nub, and that is very interesting to see because you don't actually see something like that. Also, you don't see freckles, which Suzu has. And that is a very important part because when she goes into you, I guess in you have to take a picture, which I thought you'd just do you take a picture of yourself. I don't believe Japanese phones, at least I don't believe they have a front camera as much as everyone else's phones do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I don't know if they have that yet or that it's just not super common. But like, you didn't take a selfie and like, oh, this is who I look like. She took a photo with a whole bunch of people, and now I can't remember the very popular girl who does saxophone's name, but she is in the photo too. But it picks out who Suzu is and makes Belle. Well, it makes the avatar, who is a beautiful, pink-haired, with freckles, with some marks girl. Now, she thinks it's because the other girl was in the photo and all that stuff, and so she picks, like, do I call her Suzu, or do I call her Belle, which apparently Suzu means Belle. That's very interesting and kind of cool. And so she gets in, this is my more favorite scene of the movie, just in her normal outfit, everything, and then Josh starts singing. And then she logs out. We get this cute little, I think it's a little angel dude, I don't really know. I think he's supposed to be a cute little angel. We meet the characters and stuff later, or more in depth, like who they are and stuff like that. And the angel guy is very important. But it's adorable and sweet and everything. So this little angel dude comes up and is like, "You're beautiful, I love your song." She's like, "Thank you." And then she leaves, checks her phone, sees that she got no followers or nothing else, and she kind of just goes, "Yeah, I had a feeling." Moves on with her life. Then all of a sudden she's at school and she is blowing up. You know that all thing that every YouTuber wants or needs or anything? To hit and then be famous. Make that viral video. Make the viral song that nobody can get out of their head. Well, she went viral instantly and doesn't know what to do because some people like her, some people don't. The idol that's in there already is kind of like, I don't know who she is, but like, she's not gonna cut it. Well, then time goes on, and I believe it's like months, not years, which I guess when something goes viral, it really does, like, it takes like 3 to 4 months, and then you're in that bubble. So she gets crazy. Hiro, her girlfriend, is like, "Yo, I see that you made a slapper, sister. I'm gonna be your manager, and I'm gonna make sure that you still have anonymity. So we're gonna have like all your sales and stuff. It's gonna go to like it's gonna be donated, so it'll be fine. Nobody will find out." That brings up a great question. So, if you become famous, is it kind of like YouTube, where you inevitably like you get a partnership? And then you get revenue, and that's kind of how you live off of it? Can that happen. It doesn't really explain much because they kind of just like, oh, you'll get money, boop. And then, oh, you know, we're going to just donate, boop. And it doesn't go on from there. But it seems like if you're new and you can make enough money, bam, you're good. So Belle is just booming. Everything, everywhere, songs are good. She's riding a whale. She has a red dress with flowers when she does this. It's pretty dope. Also, can I admit that there's going to be a bit of spoilers for, like, the ending, but, like, I assumed that some of the characters were certain characters until the ending. And I'm like, alright, so where's the crushes you? Where is Suzu's love interest? Like, is he... He's not in there. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's a magical person thing, creature. You do see angelic beings and stuff. It's really cool. But you don't see him, and I'm kind of like, you have a you? I guess not. All of a sudden, Belle has a huge concert instead of like a dome or any like stadium like that. No, her concert's in a ball. And I don't know if the whale that she's riding and then the 3 whales that are in this are like people that are doing this, or if they're something else, you know? I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't. But they're cool. I believe that there might be sprites, in a sense, that you can make and tie into your character. But I don't know if that's what they are for Belle, or if they are for Hero's character. It's not really explained, and I kind of wish they'd explain, like, these are sprites. They're tied to your character. You can make sprites because if you have a certain amount of money or prestige or whatever, you naturally have sprites gifted to you, or you can make sprites. I wish. The story is very linear, and there's only a couple A-B threads, but there are so many other details that you can kind of, like, you think you can connect them, and you can't, and it's annoying. So there are a lot of loose threads and not a lot of answers, but we're in this dome. She gets this beautiful, like, crystal dress. She jumps into the water, comes out, gets her dress turned into something more elegant. She's about to sing, and here comes the Beast. So I thought this would be a Beauty and Beast story like that, and it is a bit. But it is also kind of her life in the real world and stuff like that, and trying to see where it goes. So we find out that the Beast has been doing martial arts contests and all this stuff, and he's been winning unfairly, I guess. I don't like no, but it's unfair. So as this continues, and as the fighting pursues, and all this stuff, we meet the Justices. Now, they're cat people, they're weird people. There's a person, I believe the main character, that looks like All Might. Don't know if that was, you know, on purpose. I don't know. Show. Oh, but it's frustrating, because he looks like it, and he's very much like I'm gonna unveil you, here's my weapon, which is really weird. It's a really weird weapon. And it is an unrevealer, or a revealer, and it's a lion with a jewel and he beams, so you can figure out who the person is behind the avatar. Which sounds weird. I mean, like, really? Really? I don't know. It's an interesting concept and really cool and weird. So they try and fight him. He, like, breaks everybody, the Beast does, and Belle's like, who are you? And he just says, stay away. Things go about as well as you can think. As he leaves the concert, the revealer and the dude, nah, and life goes on. Well, Belle and her little friend try and figure out who the Beast is, find no dead leads, everything, and then tries to find his castle. Well, Belle decides to sneak. She does. And after sneaking out, she goes through kind of like a thing and then meets more sprite things. I think they're sprites. And they're like, oh, I can show you, but you can't tell. And it keeps going and going and going. So, what's going on? I don't know. But all of a sudden, we get little Angel Dude. Not that little creature down there that she's kind of holding. Who tells her, like, hey, you should follow me. And so, she does, it goes on, and we meet the Beast. Which apparently his back is covered with bruises. And she's like, is it because you're fighting? Is it this and that? And she tries to be there for him, and he basically does what Beauty and the Beast does. He yells for her to leave. She goes back into a real world. Salt is really sad because she lost her mother and tries to figure out how to help him and everything. She comes back and she's glowy. And then, writes him a song because the choir ladies that she goes and helps out with or whatever basically tell her that, oh, you're in love. Write a love letter or a song. Write her a love song. Well, here's the part that, just please help me understand this, Japan. If there's anybody who's watching this from Japan or anything, please, I need information. Why in the blue blazes did the lady go to Ohio from the US, like Ohio, US, and date somebody there? Why the state of Ohio? Why? In the USA, I get New York, California, Texas, Alaska, maybe Hawaii. Why Ohio? It was very weird, and because I know the state and live, somewhere in or around it. Like, really? But she decides to write the Beast of Love letter, which also the little angel boy has been making cultivated roses in hue. They're very beautiful, they're black, they're white, and they're red. So, the little angel boy gets sprites to grab a red one, gives it to Belle, grabs a black one, gives it to the Beast, and boom bam! Pretty outfits, pretty dresses, they're dancing, singing, she holds him, cute. Well, then all of a sudden, she goes back to where she came from, because there's not like a home base for her. It's not kind of like, alright, this might show my age, I Am the You, where you had like a room that was yours. Yeah, it's not like that. So we have all this and all this good stuff, and the justices see her sneaking and everything, try to grab her. She tries to run. Inevitably, Beast comes up, saves her, gets her out of that situation. She gets out, back to the real world, and is trying to think and what's like going on and stuff. And she hasn't been performing for a while, which is a big thing. Belle hasn't performed. The concert was ruined. Is she gonna fix it? She comes back in the world and gets grabbed by the justices, which we then have Mr. Revealer, being very rough and everything. There's a very weird connection I would like to tie in to the ending of the movie, to this, like, lead justice dude, but I can't until I continue and finish the movie. And so what ends up happening is the sprites come and help her and get her away. Well, they really want to find the Beast and everything, and so also, before they were trying to figure out who the Beast was and everything, went through like a whole bunch of people, and people kind of knew, didn't know, this, that, the other. It's very crazy. So we get back to the house lady who is using stock photos to be like, oh, this is my life, ha! It's stock photos. It's pure stock photos. All the time. Like, all the time. And apparently her avatar is a baby. It's creepy. Meh. Well, they end up looking, they go to this rural thing and everything. So I guess this the old schoolhouse. Go in, try to find them, and find a live video that you can like call in and chat of these two boys, because Suzu heard one of them singing part of her song, like all this stuff. And she's like, who is singing that? Come to find out, it's this boy. And all of a sudden, the dad comes in, and there are roses in the background. There are roses in the background that the dad smashes. Well, then, his brother, who is named Kay, comes in and is protecting him. And you can clearly tell that the dad is abusing his children. Clearly. Because I believe the little brother, who was singing the song and everything, has something going on. Which is very interesting in a movie from Japan, because they don't really talk about that a lot. And to have a movie going over to that, mint. I love kind of where Japan's going. At least in the animation. So, he's really protective, and Suzu, 2 and 2 together, that's him. That's the beast. That is the angel. Because they were also in it together, all this stuff. So, she ends up calling 3 people come in, are like mean and really not nice. And Kay's like, are you here to laugh too? Because we've heard it over and over before. People trying to save us. Saving us from this. Talking to dad this. Doing that. Nothing works. Nothing helps. So how are you actually going to help us? And she's like, I can try anything. And he's like, yeah, cool. Click. And so he does make a comment before they click that, like, I don't think you're Belle. So why don't you reveal yourself and show us that you're Belle? So she goes back into the world of you because she's in there trying to find them and everyone's swarming. Well, Justice Dude is like, we'll catch the beast when she sings. Doesn't. Justice Dude comes barreling through and is like, why aren't you singing? Yada yada. And she goes, use the revealer. And he's like, excuse me, why would you want that? Like, nobody wants to be revealed. Well, good news or bad news for him, because I believe his weapon gets destroyed because we don't see him after this, like, at all. And he was really heavily sponsored, while all of a sudden, after all that, he stopped being sponsored. Because he'd be kind of mean. So, the revealer hits her, it turns into Suzu. We find out that the idol lady is just like Suzu, but we don't know who. She just is like, hey. Okay. And Suzu starts singing, and then, every light, every heart, everything kind of comes up, and, he's losing his sponsorships, and then we don't see him ever again. And then she gets a call back. Or a video call thing, and Kay's like, it is you, and the little brother is like, Belle. And she's like, yes, I can do as much as I can, do something. And so he's like about to give the address when all of a sudden, like, the dad's phone goes off, sees his abuse online. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done it. Goes in and basically, like, shuts everything down and everything. So Suzu's like, I gotta go. And all her friends are in the background, and the sea story of these 2 people that are gonna date soon that's popular, and the kayak dude, they're like, cheering her on too. She runs basically into Tokyo because they forensic this stuff, and zoom, enhance, figure this out, and okay, it's this building, let's go. So, they figure all this out, and she runs. She gets on a bus, she gets on a train, she talks to her dad, tells her she's sorry, she's gonna try and help this person. They get a sweet and heartwarming back and forth about this, that, and the other. It's very sweet. I highly recommend that. And ends up running in the rain to try and find them, which inevitably she finds the little brother first, who is the little angel. Who would have thought? So she hugs him, holds him, all that stuff. And then we get Kay, and he's like, you found us, you know, all this stuff. And it kind of set up that the Beast was like gonna be the love interest, I think. I don't know, guys. I want to know. I really do. But he's also 14, and she's like in high school, and Japan's weird. So, what ends up happening is that the dad is very abusive still, and like before she ran, she tried to get a welfare call on one of the older ladies, which is funny because in America, if you ask for a welfare call and you know their address, police go instantly there. They don't care. They do, and then they'll call you back and be like, "Cool." Japan is weird, and apparently that's not a thing. It has to be 48 hours, and yada. Really? This is how people, like, no, this is how people die. Don't do that. No. Jesus. So, that happens because Suzu's then running and everything, and all of a sudden the dad is being abusive. She holds the boys, everything. He's fucking trying to grab her and everything, and it's just mean as hell. And then all of a sudden they're on the ground and he grabs her and then just cuts into her, like this is a really big scrape, blood flowing everywhere. And then she basically stands up to him as he's like about to punch her and everything, and he's holding it up and he continuously screams, like screaming, and she does nothing, and that terrifies him. So now they talk. It's really sweet. It's kind of that like weird, like, I'm into you, not. She goes back, tells everyone that it's okay, you know, when he gets a bandage. I don't know if it's good, if Kay's moving out with his brother somewhere else. Did she go to the police? Like, this is the sure effect that he's abusive. But I don't know. There's not much said or anything about it. Because she goes home, is like gonna be the lead in the choir. You know, she's gonna have fun with her childhood friend now. And that's how the movie ends. We don't see her change. We don't see, like, is the dad... This is my thought. The dad was actually one of the justices that was going to beat up the Beast. And the reason why the Beast and the justice didn't get along so much is because it's the dad and the father. That would be great. I don't know. I really don't. It's weird. Very weird. So, I definitely recommend this movie. If you can get a hold of it, I got mine on Amazon Prime. It's not free. It was $20. And it's totally worth the watch. It's worth everything. The 3D animation is beautiful. The characters are really nice and well done, and they parallel very nicely. There's just a lot of, like, missing threads that didn't kind of get pulled along to, like, finish it, because I don't know about little, you know, sprite things. I don't know about how Belle got her avatar back. I don't know, like, if the justice was the dad. I don't even know if the dad got, like, arrested for all this. Like, I don't know. And that's kind of the sad point, but it's so heartwarming and sweet, and I wanted to cry. But it is a great movie. I highly recommend this. So, if you like this video, definitely leave a like. Leave it in the comment section below. Have you watched this? Are you a fan of this? Or is there something missing? Kind of like what I thought, but is still a good movie. Definitely tell me down below. And don't forget to subscribe, that big red button, for more anime, manga, movies, something new, something old, something different in the future. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Sorry it took me a little bit. Wolfy-Chan out. Bye.